because of a bit of rotation that we're seeing via the radar here. And we talked about this through a lot of this evening, that we did have one round of some severe weather moving earlier today. That was south of the area. And now with the cold front, thanks to a lot of the heating that we saw, we're now seeing the second round of severe weather moving on in, moving across the area. So we've seen this ramp up pretty quickly. Again, this is closer to Lodi. This will last until 9 p.m. So if you're hearing my voice, if you're in southern Medina County, if you're in northern Wayne County, you want to get into the center of your home, that safe spot. If you don't have a basement, you want to get to a bathroom or something that can get you away from all those windows and all those exterior walls and windows. So get to the basement or the center of your home. All right, I'm going to take a lot of these graphics off here so we can kind of get a better look at where we are seeing this rotation. Again, it was last spotted closer to the Lodi area, not too far from 71. So if you know somebody that is traveling around 71, again, that is close to the Burbank area, Westfield, anywhere around that area if they were headed back up home to parts of Cleveland, parts of Northeast Ohio if they're headed south. You want to make sure that you're giving them a call and notifying them that we are seeing some rotation via our radar in that region. Again, that was closer to Lodi, and that is moving off to the east pretty quickly. All these storms have kind of sped up and moved pretty quickly, right around 40 miles per hour. So we're going to put a track on this system here at 40 miles per hour moving off to the east, where we are seeing the bulk of the system. If we continue to track the system, it'll be a little bit closer to Milton and then Wadsworth just around 8:50. It'll be moving into Doylestown if we do see the system hold together at 9:02, and then closer to Hametown at 9:05. And again, mainly moving off to the east. So if you're in Medina County, especially northern Medina County, you're not included in this warning. It's really the southern end of Medina County that we're watching out for. And I'll show you with our radar too. So hopefully if you are headed to that safe spot, you're able to take your phone, turn the TV up really loud so you have a way that you can stay updated as we keep you with this warning. All right, you can see Medina, the city as a whole, Brunswick, Litchfield, they're not included in this tornado warning. That is well south of the area. So we're talking places that are south of 162. That is where we see this tornado warning, so places that are south of that. Harrisville, you're included in this. Westfield, you're included in that, as well as Burbank, Creston. It'll be moving off to the east, so just shifting right along that southern end of Medina County, right where 71 and 76 kind of intersect there. That's where we're expecting this warning to continue. This warning does stretch into some parts of northern Wayne County. Included in the warning is Milton. We got Marshallville, Doylestown included in that. So we're going to keep an eye on that to see if the system can hold together, where we did see a little bit of that rotation from earlier. But as of right now, that's where we're seeing the system as a whole. I am going to zoom out. This system had a severe thunderstorm warning on it earlier on this evening. That is now set to expire. So places in northern Medina County, really just seeing some plain old rain and a few thunderstorms. Gusty conditions too. Outside of the warning, we have seen some pretty gusty conditions. Northern Ashland County also seeing a pretty strong thunderstorm head your way. Again, nothing that's severe, but we are seeing some pretty frequent lightning, some heavier rain, and the possibility of some of those stronger winds picking up. Here's the system that we're watching out for. This tornado warning here coming from the National Weather Service. Again, this was right near Lodi. It was southwest of Medina, and it was moving off to the east right around 40 miles per hour. So it's expected to be closer to Rittman at 8:35, Wadsworth 8:40, and then Doylestown at 8:45. And that is if we see this continue to hold together. We're going to take a look at our velocity product. So velocity is basically a look inside of the storm. So where we are seeing the winds creating that rotation. And when we do see tornadic activity like this, usually we see a bit of a spin when it comes. We'll see the reds and the greens close together, and it'll create a little bit of a rotation that you think of when you get these certain types of warnings. Not seeing much of that here when it does come to our velocity, so it does look like we had a quick spin up, but we're of course going to stay on this as we continue through 9 o'clock, or if that warning does expire just a little bit earlier. So we'll be keeping an eye on that as a whole too. Let's check out to see if we have any hail embedded in this system. It looks like the system prior to that, closer to Ashland, we are seeing a little bit of hail embedded in that system there, but this is basically winds and the opportunity for some of that heavy rain, some frequent lightning contained and embedded in this area. Our recent scan is now starting to see the system move over 71. So we're now seeing the heart of this system move into Creston. So if you know somebody, if you're in the Creston area, we are seeing a bulk of that system starting to inch your way. Guilford as well, we're seeing the bulk of that system also starting to move into that. So if you're in your safe spot, you're probably hearing the winds pick up a little bit. You might be hearing that rain on your roof. And just like a few of the systems we had this evening, you also might have the possibility of a little bit of a hail kind of embedded in that. So it's now starting to move over 71. So Harrisville kind of going back and closer to West Salem. This looks like this is 42, so we're almost done with that storm. That's where the worst of that is. It's already passed by your region. All right, looks like we got another update from the National Weather Service. All right, as of 8:34, the rotation with the storm near Lodi has weakened over the last couple of radar scans. There's still some weak broad rotation, and that's kind of what we talked about when we looked at the velocity scan, which we'll kind of go back to here. So they talked about that rotation kind of broadening out and weakening a bit. And when we look for a tight rotation, you would know, you'd kind of see that bright red and that bright green basically back to back. And we're not really seeing that here, kind of seeing more or less just kind of a broad paint when it comes to the colors being close. So we're not seeing any of those notches that we look at when it comes to any type of tight rotation, which would indicate a strong tornadic signature. So we're really not seeing any of that. Also looks like we could have some gusty thunderstorms moving closer to Mount Gilead. So that's parts of Morrow County and central Knox County. We've seen that in a couple of the thunderstorms that we've been tracking through the night, the gusty conditions definitely. Speaking of, I want to show you a few of our storm reports that we were showing earlier on today. This is down closer to Tuscarawas County. About 4 or 5 o'clock this evening, we had a strong system quickly move through that region. It brought 70 to almost 80 mile per hour wind gusts, at least via our radar that we saw. So a lot of wind damage down that way that folks are still dealing with power outages and cleaning up. Also parts of Holmes County also seeing that too. This is out of Millersburg, trees and power lines down from that earlier system. So we already saw a few rounds of some strong and even severe storms earlier on today, and now we're kind of in that second batch when it comes to that strong weather. This is part of a cold front, so once this moves on through, we're going to be done with the severe weather. So if you've already seen rain move through your area, if you are west of 71 as a whole, we'll just kind of use that as a marker. We're pretty much done with the severe weather there because we'll have some cooler and drier air start to move into your region. There's a few of the thunderstorms. That one's just south of Richland County that we just talked about, where you could see some stronger wind gusts and some frequent lightning. And then you could see one starting to move into northern Ashland County too. Again, the possibility of wind gusts upwards of 40, 50 miles per hour just embedded in that thunderstorm. And then here we still have this warning here. Again, the National Weather Service saying that that rotation on this system is rather broad at the moment. I'll put the lightning back on for you because I did turn it off. And lightning is a good indicator too. If we see a lot of lightning within a storm, we can usually tell how tall the storm is and how intense it is. A lot of lightning within a system usually means it's on more the intense side. And we're not seeing too much when it comes to this storm right here. So hopefully we're able to weaken this system out. Again, this tornado warning for northern parts of Wayne County and southern parts of Medina County will last until 9 o'clock. So unless we hear otherwise, we will stay on and keep you updated along the way. I want to take you up north, closer to parts of Cuyahoga County, where the Guardians were supposed to play earlier on today. Right now, you could see a good thunderstorm pushing through that area with a few lightning strikes here and there and some heavier rain. It's moving through parts of downtown Cleveland as we speak, and even some parts of Lakewood dealing with the gusty conditions. Once these systems pass 71, they are going to get in an environment where we have really just kind of overworked the atmosphere. Thanks to the storms we saw earlier on today, we really kind of taken all that energy out of the atmosphere. So if you're in parts of Summit County, Stark County watching, thinking, do I need to be on weather alert? I'd say the threat for you is going to be less. Once we see these storms start to move into parts of Stark County, Summit County, even parts of Tuscarawas and Carroll County, because that environment really has no more energy to give, really it's looking like that is a lesser chance at seeing any stronger to severe storms. So really it's just kind of this storm holding on here that we're going to be watching out for and waiting from the National Weather Service to see if they continue this storm or let that expire that a little bit earlier. All right, now we're starting to see the bulk of the heavier rain, the thunder and lightning now in Milton, also Burbank as well. That's a storm kind of split in half. The back end of this system now starting to push back Burbank. It was this system right here near Milton where we did have some of that broad rotation, and it does look like a lot of that has broadened down, and we're not seeing much embedded in the storm as of the moment. We could see some gusty winds. We've already seen wind gusts 70 plus miles per hour, so we could see that embedded in a few of these storms, as well as the chance for some larger hail. Well, since we have this storm shifting, we will put a new track on this system where we're expecting it to go. So again, right now, just pushing through the Milton area. It's expected to move off to the east right around 40 miles per hour. So if we continue to see the storm on this track, it'll be near Doylestown right around 8:47. It'll be then closer to the Grill Elementary School at 8:53, Marshallville 8:54, and then moving into Canal Fulton 9:11, and then just before 9:15, it'll be moving closer to Strouser Elementary School. So that is expected to continue to move off to the east if we do see that system hold together, which it does look like a lot of that is starting to fall apart. So just dealing with the heavier rain and the gusting conditions with that. But that warning does stretch into parts of Marshallville. That does include 57 and then even Burton City as well. Doylestown included in that, and then Milton, you're kind of getting hit with the heaviest stuff right now, but that is expected to quickly move out of the east. Once you have that one batch move past Milton, my friends and folks in Milton, you are going to see another thunderstorm roll through. That's also going to bring some heavier rain and some gusty conditions. That's that storm back near Burbank right now that will continue to trek through your area. But we are seeing this notably fall apart. Zooming out again, if you are in Brunswick, if you're in Montville, if you are in Medina, that threat is not in your area. It is to the south. That tornado warning that we have south of your area, Litchfield, you don't have to be in your safe spot. No worries there. Copley, no worries for you. Akron, things are quiet, but you will see some just general rain showers moving in. Same goes for Cuyahoga Falls and even Canton itself. I know we have a lot of folks there kind of wondering if that storm will head your way. It'll be a little while. That storm will eventually move into parts of Stark County, but we're not expecting it to move in as a tornado warning. If we kind of zoom out and put Canton on the map here, I'll stretch this out for you. And it does look like as we're doing that, we are getting another update from the National Weather Service. And what I suspect that they're doing here is they're probably going to cancel this tornado warning and just keep it as severe thunderstorm warning. If you have your phone or iPad with you and you're maybe seeing the flashes on the screen, that is a new severe thunderstorm warning that kind of encompasses this tornado warning. So that's what I suspect they're doing. All right, I told my folks in Canton that we'd kind of put you on the map so you have an idea of when you could expect this thunderstorm to roll your way. And as of our map here, it does look like that is going to be right around 9:29. That'll be in the Canton area, that thunderstorm. And again, the National Weather Service is confirming they are replacing this tornado warning with a severe thunderstorm warning. So we'll stay on here for you guys for just a few more minutes until we see that warning box drop out. But it does look like they are going to be canceling this tornado warning and then replacing it with this severe thunderstorm warning. This severe thunderstorm warning right now, it seems like Rittman is seeing the worst of that. It is moving to the east at 50 miles per hour. We're seeing 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts with this system, and we do have the chance for hail size to be a little bit less than an inch, just shy of that. But that is going to be pushing into parts of Doylestown here in a little bit, Marshallville, and then it'll start to move into parts of southern Summit County and northern Stark County. I'd say closer to about 9:30. All right, they did cancel that tornado warning. So again, if you're in southern Medina County, northern Wayne County, that tornado warning has been canceled. It is now replaced with this severe thunderstorm warning. So some of my friends in Wayne County, southern Summit County, and even parts of Stark County, we are going to have a thunderstorm head your way, but thankfully we're not seeing any rotation with that storm. We'll have more for you coming up tonight at 10 o'clock. You can join us then, but for now, we'll send you back to programming.